the porn star that Zion slept with, she said she has slept with many more basketball players since she broke up with him.
Well, who was that?
The one
Oh,
that he was
man.
cheating on his wife with, the porn star. She said since she broke up with him, she has slept with a bunch of more NBA players.
Okay. But I mean, how
He
can
gonna,
you not see that? If
He
she a
go,
porn star, you think you the only one? She gonna be able to settle down and just be with you?
it's just it's stupid.
Now you gonna be a housewife. Really? Out of here.
he gonna be a fat housewife because he about to eat himself out the league, man. They suspended him again.
Yeah, yeah. They say he been showing up late a lot. I mean, they need to suspend that brother next time before he gets hurt. Suspend him for like 3 or 4 months. Seriously,
Start
show him
taking
what
the
it.
money. Start taking his
Yeah,
money.
take some serious money. Show him that it's not a right to be in the league. It's a privilege to play basketball, bro. You can't have it no better. The league was ready to turn itself over to you, and you acting stupid.
Hey,
Oh
if
my
I'm New
goodness.
Orleans, I'm figuring the package out. I don't care what it is. You got to find somebody will take him, thinking that they can make a difference. I'm making that trade, whatever it is. I don't go here. You got to get some people back. You might go to Chicago, get a Zach Levine. You get somebody that want to play, somebody young enough that you want to go. Let's give me some draft picks and let's change this thing up. Because right now you're not getting anything from him. I had a chance to watch him when I went down to San Antonio, and when he was on the court, it was like a year and a half ago. He had like 29 and 12. I was like, damn, he balling. And then after that, it just all falls out, man.
Well, I kind of knew he was going to be affected by the food and the women in Louisiana, but I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I thought he would have his little skid and then get right back in. No, I didn't know it was going to be this bad.
Dude, it's
Bro.
right there. That's the part I
Yeah.
don't understand. Like my man said, I mean, love or hate Kevin Durant. Dude said, dude, this is a game. I'm getting paid millions of dollars to who? He said, y'all acting like you, something wrong with you. He said, look, he doing his thing, getting his smoke on, allegedly. He getting his smoke on. I mean, he never been a loca. What else you need? You can get high now and still play during the season. What else? I mean, damn. For real? Wait a I'm gonna take a break. We got a day off. Niggas come back and what? Man, come on.
Welcome to the First 40 Sports Show with Blackthorn, Icewater, and yours truly. And the hot topic that's been going on for a week, man, and it still hasn't slowed down. The Fox Sports scandal. We're going to start out with that with Joy Reid and Skip Bayless. And Black, when I saw this last week, I didn't want to talk about last week because I wanted to make sure that everybody got the story. We read it and we try to figure out what's going on. I'm still in the dark on what's going on. Your thoughts on this story, man?
It's funny, man. Ain't much to be in the dark about, bro. Because if you've been paying attention or kind of reading, it's out there for the most part. I've always been a big fan of Joy for the most part because they're basically saying that she kind of got her position on a scandalous tip, but she has grown into being a very well-rounded commentator. But it's kind of strange in a way because you have these women out here that are fighting hard for positions such as hers, trying to do it the right way. And if everything is alleged is true, how she came up is scandalous to say the least, man. And I don't understand these two other gentlemen. I mean, with the woman that filed the lawsuit accusing Skip of, bro, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot, bro. I mean, realistically, this day and time, any man out there basically trying to harass women or trying to basically take advantage sexually of a woman that they're working with, especially if they're below your work status, I have no respect for you. None at all, man. And to offer somebody $1.2 million to have sex with them, what do you think? This movie, you Robert Redford? It's just nuts, man. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scene. And I always kind of wonder why Wiley, when he was with, Ocho, how they just kind of basically moved him out of the way one day, no warning, no nothing, moved him out of the way, and bang, it was a whole new show. But I'll say this, man, before I kind of get out of the way. We go back to Eve, bro. We go all the way back to Eve. That thing between their legs has taken down countries, has started wars, has gotten people killed. So if you look at it that way, what's the surprise? What is the surprise?
Ice, I'm gonna take a little different spin on this one because I've always wondered, and I'm not saying all female commentators on different shows, But I always wondered how they got their positions because sometimes they're just figureheads and they're not kind of contributing to the show. They're just sitting there to go to break and come back from break and introduce, the panelists. But I have to admit, I got a little side eye looking at some of these commentators after the Joy Reid story, going, you know what? I don't know. Your thoughts on this story, man?
Well, I was hoping to stay in the dark, bro, because I mean, it's just the scandal and whatever it is, and I mean, and just think about it, their personalities, right? So if we worked, in TV, worked in radio. I'm not surprised if it is true about some shenanigans going on in the back end. And it was mentioned before about perhaps like men going after these women, but you got to ask yourself, are these women playing the game too until it was something that went wrong and they didn't like it? So it's a lot going on, and I understand that how people do what they do, but I'm not surprised by it. 'Cause I remember one time when I was working doing journalism, and I thought about TV, and then I thought about I think at an event or something, and a couple TV anchors showed up covering a big time game, right? And they had no clue as to who the hell was on first. And I know this is like national TV, but oftentimes I think sometimes people on TV, even personalities, don't have a clue. So it's about learning how to read the teleprompter, looking real good, looking cute, and then not even really having an opinion. You just have to be able to kind of say certain things. Now, it does take practice on that level, but I'm not surprised by it because I'm like, well, damn, there's a lot of other people, as you said, particularly women out here hustling, learning as much as they can, having valid opinions. Because I think that's the one thing, as I get out the way, about women and being commentators and analysts. Most men go, do they really know what the hell they talking about? So it takes a special woman to be able to get that to that point. And now to find out that other people have been cheating to get to that point and not putting in the work, I don't know, it makes you wonder, bro.
Yeah, from a bartender to a TV host. So, people are going to have their words about it. I followed her for a minute, I think last year, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't liking the vibe here, so I kind of unfollowed her because she seemed like she was too overconfident about a lot of things that she would say, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But this should be very interesting going forward. This should be very, very interesting. Let's get to sports. College football, you got Notre Dame against the Ohio State Buckeyes next week. And I got to go to Ice first because Ice has been talking for the last couple of weeks like, we're gonna see. And we saw there's some great games, especially the Notre Dame game came out victorious. I thought Ohio State played a little tight in the middle of that game, and then they decided to kind of, roll on what got them there. Your thoughts, Ice, on the last two games, and then there were two.
Yeah, let's start with Notre Dame Penn State. When I was watching that game, I kept thinking, is this the same? Are we watching the same identical teams? Because it almost looked like no one wanted to win that game, and they were playing very similar, struggling on offense, and maybe the best defense would show up. But I thought Penn State really had a chance, but Notre Dame just kind of found a way. But watching those games, I'm like, where is the explosiveness? Where is this? Where is that? Back and forth, and I really thought Penn State was going to win early on, and then Notre Dame, they made the right plays near the end, and that's what happened. So I know they were bummed out because the coach Franklin has been trying to win that big one forever, and just couldn't get it done. His team kind of let him down. So, and that put Notre Dame where they need to be. What can you say, man? Ohio State, Texas. I mean, I've heard everything for the last 3 weeks. They not got the right mentality. They lost to Michigan. They can't get up for this. Like I told you guys before, I think that those young men just kind of tired of the mess. And I said to somebody before that, we know they talk about the $21 million and NIL, how it was used. I think we knew the talent was there. The problem was the mentality. And sometimes when you win a few games and people tell you how great you are and what you should be doing, you get caught up. Especially if you play sports, you know that. But then after a while, people come on you and you get embarrassed like they were when they lost to Michigan. I think just kind of decided like, you know what, we're going to show who we are. As far as what we live up to our potential. And I've done that every game. and up to this point. So I don't think they changed the course. I mean, they did play a little tight offensively versus Texas, but you know, it's what it was. That defense, think about it. Texas is one of the top teams as far as offensively. So was Oregon. Tennessee had a little something going on. That defense is crazy, crazy, playing real well, and the offense is just kind of doing what they need to do. But that national championship game is going to be very interesting because Marcus Freeman is a product of the Ohio State University. He knows that he's played for the team. He's coached at Ohio State. He knows the tradition. He knows everything. And his team even plays old school Big Ten football. You know, they like to keep everything tight, one not two. It'll be interesting to see how it comes down because if they can control it, like everybody said Michigan could do, and which they did do, and keep Ohio State and stay in Ohio State's head, I think we're gonna have a ball game. If not, and Ohio State plays the way they're capable of, even just 65%, I think it's gonna take 40 points for Notre Dame to be in the game. Just keeping it 100 with you, it's gonna take 40. I said that a couple of seasons ago. This team is that loaded, and the way that defense is playing, it's gonna take a special effort for Notre Dame to win this game. Not saying that they cannot, but it's going to take a special effort because I think Ohio State at this point, they do not want to be denied for so many reasons, including their coach and so many other things. They just want to go on and finish the job.
Black, I posted an interesting story about the Notre Dame coach and the coach from Northern Illinois University. After Northern Illinois University beat Notre Dame, the coach reached out to the Notre Dame coach and said, listen, this is how we beat you. If you want to know how we beat you, this is how we beat you. Here are some holes right here. This is what we kind of exploited. This is what we did. And the rest is history. They find themselves in the championship game. Your thoughts about these two teams that are going to play and in last week's games?
I'm going to go to last week's games first, man. I saw a video recently of the Penn State coach. He was talking about he wanted to be the first Black coach that won the national championship. And I admire that, bro, but that's not the time to say it, bro. Get it done on the field. And that's what I admire about Marcus Freeman. If you didn't ask him the question, he wouldn't even spoke about it. They got asked afterwards, and he spoke about it. He spoke about it eloquently, and I like that. I just look at Penn State. I think both teams, Penn State and Notre Dame, grew over the season. I think they had a chance to sit back, reflect over some of their losses, and kind of improve. And they both, basically started here and ended up here. So I respect them both. I look at Ohio State. I'm not going to say too much about them, man, because I still hear everybody calling for the coach to be fired, bro. I mean, it wasn't that long ago when they wanted this coach to be fired. So I'm sure Ohio State fans are yelling and screaming, and they got the pom-poms. But go back a few weeks ago, man. They wanted this guy basically ran out of town with a pitchfork. So I'm still hearing that noise, but that team is playing amazing. Amazing, man. You can't take anything away from them. They're probably, when it's all said and done, they're going to hoist I can't see them not hoisting the trophy, man. They're talented. They're disciplined. And when their head is in the right place, I don't see a team that can beat them. I think that Notre Dame, for me, they won their championship last week. To me, just don't go out there and get slaughtered. I just can't say. I don't think you have enough talent. But if you look at the two teams, man, I mean, I know I spoke of the NIL, and I'm not saying Notre Dame has NIL, but a lot of those players on Notre Dame not going to the pros, bro. They're not first round, second round, third round draft picks. They're just playing their heart out. They're just playing football. And sometimes that's just not enough, especially when you put it into one game that's of that magnitude. So, if they get, if they lose, hey, I still respect them because Notre Dame just finds a way, man. We kind of always disrespect them over the years. Let's face it. I hate to see them coming for the most part. But when he took over that position, I started to develop some love for the team and what he was doing there. So I'm just happy that they're there. I'm happy that this young man, basically 39 years old, has put in a position where he can basically galvanize men, lead men to this position. And for that reason alone, man, I salute them.
Yeah, and if you want to get more about Coach Freeman, we talked about it on Black Show and Black Men Talk. Please hit that podcast. Wherever a podcast is available, you will hit that show. And we talked about Coach Freeman and also going to go into NFL. The Bears, I think he mentioned, and I saw some reports that the Bears are going after Freeman, but McCarthy's loose, so maybe that's the next move for him, get back in the NFC Central. But NFL football, let's go to the playoffs now. I feel like the best game that was played in the playoffs was played yesterday between Washington and Tampa Bay. And I keep saying this, and I said it a few weeks ago, Jaden Daniels is the Rookie of the Year. And the funniest thing I saw last night was when he was running for that first down, the guy who was trying to tackle him got his towel and was holding the towel running behind him like, sir, you forgot your towel. You forgot your towel. That was the funniest thing I saw in the game. I'm like, that's baller right there. That's gangster right there. When you get the man who could have tackled you to run and bring your towel when you finish running, that's gangster. Your thoughts about it, Black? The playoffs so far.
I think it's hard not to watch that young man and be in awe about. Really, it's hard to basically. But he makes me, when I look at him play and I realize what he's doing. And I said this to you, gentlemen, not too long ago about Russell Wilson, the bounce of that game for the most part against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Herbie basically said that Russell has a tough time going through his projections. Basically, in a sense, he's looking at the number one person he's supposed to throw to. If that person's not open, he doesn't know what to do. And you think about that, you look at some of these young quarterbacks, man, that's coming to the league the past 3 to 5 years that are way ahead of that. What are some of these old guns doing, man? What are some of these old guns doing? So I look at that. It's no surprise to me that the Steelers ended up where they were for the most part, because a lot of these cats in the offseason, they're marrying these beautiful women, forgetting about what's really keeping them making the money. In a lot of cases. But Buffalo, I look at them yesterday, man, they're steamrolling. Buffalo doing what they should be doing as at home, of course. They took out Denver. And I'm going to say this. I said this to my son, after the game of the Chargers. Herbert is way overrated, bro. That quarterback just is, man. I don't know how much more longer we're going to wait around for this cat to kind of show that he can do it. I don't care what you did in the regular season. Whenever you put this cat in a big game, regular season or postseason, he does what he does. He got to remind me of Dak Prescott. He just does. But I think he's more talented than Dak Prescott. So, Chargers got some work to do. Hell of a season. But I'm sorry, man. You gotta throw better than that. You got to be more accurate than that. People are open. You throwing the ball high. So, yeah, it's just amazing. It almost seemed like realistically, wild card weekend, like you said, other to the game of last night, a lot of these teams just really deserve to be there. And that's what the wild card weekend kind of basically shakes out the real, the true ones and it shake out the fakers. And we saw a bunch of fakers over the weekend so far.
Yeah. Ice, your thoughts about this? Because I thought last night's game was a great game. It kept me glued to the TV all game. And Daniels is special. He's just a special athlete. And he doesn't seem to be getting a lot of praise, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's early though. When you look at it as a rookie, and a lot of people are not prone to celebrate rookies like that until they do something phenomenal. The fact that he's helped leading that team the way he is phenomenal as a rookie. But I think at the same time, before you want to make him super great already, they had to do something outstanding. And they started with that really yesterday, last night, from the standpoint of the way that they were able to be a game tempo team. And they're excited about Washington. It says a lot. It'll be interesting to see what they do when they have to face Detroit, right? And because can they still play loose? Because they have nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose. So you play a little loose, change play here, things happen. Who knows? Detroit could, get a little nervous because they're supposed to go back to the Super Bowl. So they have nothing to lose. Sometimes that plays well for a young team, but Detroit's the number one seed, but we'll see. But the other game really was kind of surprising. Houston over the Chargers. And, we back and forth during the season looking at Houston, kind of waiting on them to be that team we thought they could, right? Particularly with Stroud struggling offensively. And Harbaugh tried to have the Chargers right. And I think for the most part, he had them rise up, the Chargers that is. And Herbert just had one of them games. He had Kirk Cousins' moment. 4 INTs. You just go in your wildest dreams. I know Harbaugh was like, I'm a quarterback. I play, and I don't think I ever threw four interceptions the whole freaking game. And it happens. So I think the fact that they even made the playoffs, he expected Harbaugh to come in and do something. But I think they did okay. They did okay. Now, they need to do some other things, and quarterback got to get tight. They need some other things, and guys get healthy. But for his first season, I think Harbaugh represented. But now we move forward. Baltimore is going to be bananas, especially in Buffalo. Yeah, so we see if Marmar and crew is ready to go because it's out there or whatever. Like I said, we'll see. I'm really interested to see real quick about how Philly's going to handle the winner of Minnesota and the Rams. They're going to have their hands full because I think both of those teams can beat Philadelphia. You might call me a Philadelphia hater. I'll hold that judgment for later. But I'm just saying, I think both those teams can make something happen. And last but not least, as I get out of here, is I kind of warned y'all early on. Kansas City getting real healthy, bro. Everybody coming around and ain't nobody paying attention. Everybody like, yeah. Look at their roster next time they're playing. Just see how everybody, they starting to get that system together that Andy Reid likes, where he has depth at positions at running back. You got guys like Schuster, Smith-Schuster. You got guys like DeAndre Hopkins, never won anything before. Hungry, salivating, just getting there. And they're playing their butts off. Yeah, you might want to be careful. I'm not telling nobody to bet nothing, but that group is quietly at number one, just salivating for an opportunity to maybe do that three-peat, bro.
Already put down my futures bet. You got McCarthy let go by Dallas. I don't know what's going to happen there. You got the Patriots that just got their man after they fired old boy. So what other moves are you hearing, Black, about the coaching carousel in the NFL?
I'm going to start this right here with Aaron Glenn. I think he's going to actually end up either being the head coach of the Jets or probably New Orleans Saints, but I love what he did. He told the New England Patriots, no, I'm not coming to the interview for
I love that too.
F that. Yeah, you know you fired another black man to hire a white man. Go on to hire and stop playing the game. We're not doing that anymore, bro. Right. Don't blame me for some little shit. So I love that part of it. I kind of believe that he's going to probably take New England when it comes down to it. I think the coordinator for Detroit is going to probably end up in New York with the Jets. And those are the two right there that kind of stand out to me. I'm not sure about any others, but that's what I'm kind of feeling. I don't think it's a lock, McCarthy. If they want to talk to McCarthy, I don't think there's a lock for McCarthy to get Chicago a job. I don't understand Dallas. Chicago wanted to interview him last week. Why say no and then not sign him there? I just don't understand it. It's just, that's Jerry Jones, though. It doesn't make any sense. It's just Jerry Jones. But those are the two, to me, I think is going to kind of basically come to fruition.
Ice, you hearing anything?
Yeah, I want to see what the Raiders do, man. Because Raiders all over the place. You know, they've been talking to Deion, look at everything. Deion reached out to them. And I don't think that's the right move, but he reached out to them. But for everybody talking about, oh, he's going to be in Colorado forever. Wrong answer. But I want to see what happens there from that standpoint. And the Bears, right? Maybe McCarthy's what they need, right? I mean, Dallas, you know, from the standpoint of, you got to think about what they brought in before, right? What they brought in before. McCarthy might be able to bring you 10 wins. You get 10 wins, hell, that's a party in Chicago right now. 12 wins not good enough in Dallas, but it might be okay. 10 wins might be okay in Chicago.
It wasn't enough for Lovey.
I mean, but that's a whole different game. We know it. Come on, man.
But let me just
like
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut. I don't know why people look at McCarthy and act like he's this great quarterback. Go back. I'm serious. I mean, go back and look at the wins, the teams they beat, bro. When he was coach of the Cowboys, they beat gutter teams. And I'm sorry. So to me, the postseason means something. Go back to the season where Aaron Rodgers was playing with a bad ankle in the playoffs, and he effed that game up, and then cut the tight end because he coached bad. I don't understand why they look at this fat son of a gun and act like he's the greatest coach ever. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, I'm just my opinion. I don't understand it. But that's what happens when you're white and people love you. I'm just gonna put it out there just like it is. Because to me, this man has done nothing in the NFL but act like team going to basically run and kiss him all over with. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not advocating whatsoever. I'm just saying, considering what Chicago has brought in as coaches, maybe that's the best they're gonna get. That's all I'm saying from that standpoint. And clearly, you know, when he kept talking about, well, I won the Super Bowl in Dallas at the damn stadium. You know, we went for Dallas. We can't even get to the NFC Championship. The hell are you talking about? And then other people talk about, okay, Jerry don't know what he's doing. And I get that. Maybe he does. Maybe he's all tripping the GM and they denied Chicago from doing that. I think Jerry's like, look, you're going to wait till we say we done. And it's crazy, but it's what it is. But the only thing I will say this, and I told my friends, well, you know, it's reason Jerry needs to sell the team. Jerry, okay, but insanity, we all know the definition, is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. At least today, and I don't know what's going to happen, today, a decision was made, we're not re-signing this dude. And they might win 2 damn games next year. But at least today, as I look at Jerry Jones, I go, at least you didn't do that dumb that we've been looking at for the last whatever, been waiting since 1995. At least you took a stand. We don't know who it is. I have no idea. But you did not continue the bullshit.
I'm going to say this, man. I think the reason why Jerry Jones denied it because he didn't know He didn't have anyone secure to come in. I think the reason why I said, yeah, get your fat ass out of here. I think Deion Sanders is on the phone, boss. I think, you spoke of him in L. I mean, what's the name? I think Deion Sanders is on the phone. I think they already got somebody that basically, like, yeah, we're not going to sign. Because it makes no sense, in my opinion, to wait on to a couple of days, but I'm going to move the needle to something else because I said this a couple of weeks ago, man. Mike Tomlin. Come on, man. This man hasn't won a playoff game since when? 2016? We all love the brother, don't get me wrong, but what's going on, man?
It's looking bad. It's really looking bad. For me, I could put some of the blame on Mike Tomlin, but that offense is not where it should be. The defense has been the mainstay in Pittsburgh, but he just doesn't have the pieces he needs on offense to make that offense go. In my opinion, I'm not going to, take it off of him. He's doing what he can, what he got, but that offense and the players that he's been bringing in is just not happening. So Pittsburgh may need to splurge and get a flash in the pan, a marquee player, because we don't really do that with Pittsburgh. We don't really get marquee players. We just develop them and then they become marquee players. Anyway, let's go to college basketball real quick. Auburn takes the #1 spot, and Tennessee drops 5 spots to the #6 spot. They haven't been looking good in the last few games, followed by Iowa State. I've been mentioning Iowa State for a long time. They're #2, followed by Duke. They're always going to put Duke in the top 5, no matter what. Followed by Alabama and Florida, who really kind of took it to Tennessee not too long ago. Black, your thoughts on college basketball?
This time of the year, you're right. These teams just step up in there. One, Auburn. And then when it all comes to March, they'd be the first of the few teams that get kicked out. I'm in the process of talking to my agent, my family, man, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be in this tournament. I won it 3 times in a row. They're telling me to resign, go to Costa Rica, have a good time, let you gentlemen kind of battle it out. How many times I got to win? So for that reason, man, I kind of pull back on watching college basketball a little bit, man. So I'll keep my statement short.
Oh, no. You go. I still thoughts, man.
Man, sometimes it's just so hilarious. Real hilarious. That's hilarious. He got nothing to say. That's cool. But see, I'm gonna still do my job as an analyst, right? I know he's still paying attention, writing something down, even if it's mental. But Iowa State is really good. I like the way that they're playing right now. It is ironic though that Cooper Flag drops 42, and Duke is #3 in the country. And I'm like, are they really that good, or y'all just got a fetish with him? So we'll see how that works as far as the media is concerned. Florida's back up there, but Kentucky is still mulling around by destroying them. Tennessee is kind of shaky. What I find ironic is there's a team, and I'm going to throw it out there because it doesn't matter because Black Thor ain't going to do nothing with it anyway, but I'm going to give you a tidbit. There's a team that's been playing real well, and the reason why I say they've been coming up is because of the fact that I thought their coach should have been the coach at the Ohio State University, but they didn't go after him, and that's the University of Michigan. University of Michigan has 2 7-footers. They have a 7-foot center, and they have a 7-foot point guard, Golden, and they are a nightmare right now when they play. They took down Purdue. They led them by 20 at one point. And they played UCLA, who's been playing pretty good for a while. They were up by 20 on them. UCLA rallied, and they still beat them by like 16. They are big. They're huge. They got a former Ohio State transfer that I think would have stayed at Ohio State if they got the right coach, right? And also, too, Ohio State lost a lot of players. Like their center is now playing for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things going on. But Michigan, I'm telling you, I'm not saying they're going to win the championship or nothing like that, but they're a problem with those big fellas coming in that line. And I'm looking forward to see what they do in the Big Ten and also in the tournament.
Yeah, Auburn goes up against Mississippi State tomorrow, Tuesday, and then Iowa State goes up against number, I think, 9, Kansas, Wednesday. So that should be a couple of tests for those two. Let's get some quick hitters. Black, what's your quick hitter, man?
I thought about this yesterday, man, because I was reading a story where Tom Brady basically is acting like the general manager now of the Los Angeles Raiders or the Las Vegas Raiders. It shouldn't be allowed, bro. He's a sports commentator. I'm sorry. I know they don't let him in practices. NFL, y'all got to step in and do something. I mean, I know Tom Brady is Tom Brady, what the case may be. I like him as a commentator. You got to choose one, bro. You going to the front office of the Raiders, or are you going to basically be a commentator? It's not fair to the league. It looks a little blurred to me. I do not like it.
Ice, quick hitter.
Yeah. I want to know what the hell's going on in the NBA in regards to the West. You look at the West. Houston is in second place, followed by OKC. Memphis is third. Denver's fourth. Dallas is fifth. Lakers are sixth. Clippers are seventh. I'm sitting there going like, and I know y'all get tired of me talking about OKC and the standpoint of what they're doing. But and Cleveland was able to beat them earlier in the week. But OKC is playing this well, and the big fella Chet Holmgren is not even back yet. Imagine when he come back and they put Halberstein at center and put him at power forward. Man, I don't know. I just want to see them play. They're very good. They're very young. And I'm going to give Cleveland this dap on the standpoint of Coach Atkinson has that team on fire. They're playing with discipline. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. And Cleveland always had the two big fellas, and Mobley and Allen in the middle, but they played soft. Not anymore. You even got Donovan Mitchell's attention. Sometimes you be like, oh, we don't know what the hell he's doing. He just fold and disappear. Right now, Coach Atkinson is like in their brains, and they're playing real hard. So we'll see what they do down the line.
That was the only game I watched in the NBA last week, Cleveland and OKC, and it was a pretty tough game, and we might be looking at the finals right there with those two teams because the way they're playing. Black, last second shot.
Here it is, man. Paul George, bro. They put him in the center position, do that. They had no center in one game last week. And at the end of the game, he said, well, I'm used to being on the wing. I was bored out there. Excuse my language. Motherfucker, please. Do you realize Magic Johnson won a championship playing at center? Take your linky ass down there, take some elbows, get a rebound. You're getting paid millions, bro. How could you be bored playing the NBA game you claim to love so much? That was one of the dumbest things that came out of your mouth, and nobody took him to task for it other than this show right here.
Yeah, it's like, why are you paying this dude, man? Why are you paying this dude? This dude, man, when he said that, I'm like, just take his contract, rip it up, say, go and do what you're going to do. Ice, last second shot.
Yeah, last second shot is, I want to say, I want to give kudos to the College Football Committee for expanding to 12 teams. I think it's really been exciting. It gave other teams that really didn't have a shot to really show what was going on. And for everybody that says all the little teams didn't get the opportunity, not only did they got the opportunity, they got seeded wrong. You put them 3 and 4, and they got blew out. Just saying. So whatever you want to do, you cannot say now, my team, it was 8 teams, and we had 12. And we found out who the real ones were. And I think it's going to be better. Just do not keep going. We don't need 16. We don't need 20. We don't need 24. This is not the damn NCAA basketball tournament. Keep it where it is. And if you're good enough, and if it's 4 coming from the same conference, so be it. But we got 12, and that's all we need.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to watch me and Ice in the fight game argue about Tyson Fury retiring again. This is like his 5th time retiring. So we'll argue whether or not he's telling the truth or he's going to come back or he's kind of waiting out for more money. That's our show. We'll catch you next week.